All right, everybody, let's get started for Tuesday. Thanks again. Big shout out to everybody in the chat. Let's kick it off today. I want to come in and take a few moments to really break it down of a quick run through for everybody in terms of the learning curve. I want to talk a little bit of learning curve, basic approach, an overview of how to step by step patterns, identification, execution, management, and then what you need to expect in learning all of that. So let's walk through that briefly. Of course, shout out to everybody in the chat. Welcome, subscribe if you want to be a part of what we do here. If not, just come on in, and if you don't like it, leave. What I do here is every day on Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday about 11:30. Today's 11:45. Some days within the 11 o'clock hour, you're going to get a subscription notification from me that says, let's go. Let's go get them. And so, what we do here, all about harmonic patterns. And so, that's what we're going to talk about. And the learning curve today. So, today's February 8th, Tuesday. We will be back on Thursday. And what I want to introduce everybody to quickly, just go to harmonictrader.com. Everything you need to know about harmonic patterns starts there, folks. And go to harmonictrader.com. Just sign up as a basic member. Actually, go to the main page and you'll access the basic members page once you sign up. Now, let's talk about the learning curve really quick before I get into charts and Bitcoin and the obvious patterns that are happening at the moment. I think everyone has to go through a learning curve in trading, and I think it's important to realize what you have to do to get from start to finish, meaning like from where you really are becoming aware of the markets, what you want to do in the markets, to actually developing skills, analytical framework, decision making abilities, capabilities that determine success. We use the framework, we use harmonic patterns as our framework. We get patterns like this in Bitcoin, bat pattern, whatever. Ethereum. Just give you a quick little tease on Ethereum. Where's Ethereum? Oh, I had that chart set up. Where's that Ethereum chart? Oh, here's the Ethereum chart. Sorry. Another bat pattern there. Okay, but maybe you don't know how to get started. Maybe what's happening, and some of the things I am hearing, people are not able to capitalize on these zones, the reactions, the reversals. They're not able to put themselves where they need to be, which is like dropping into the zone in here, being ready to take action. And that's something that requires discipline. It's also an understanding of what you need to know. Certainly, that information starts at harmonictrader.com. And again, the books that you want to download are the Harmonic Trader, Volume 1, 2, and 3. What you're going to get out of those books, the Harmonic Trader from 98, that really was the start for me as that's really like my trading journal. I was a lot younger then, but really what the basics of me putting technical analysis into patterns, harmonic ratio, stuff like that. So if you really want a basic overview, that's the place to start. But again, what you need to know first and foremost are the pattern formations, the ratios, and that really is found in Harmonic Trading Volume 1. I put that out in 2004. There is a second edition that was done by Financial Times Press. They did a second edition on Volume 1 and Volume 2. They're essentially the same. All the books are available free on the basic members pages as PDFs. But you have to understand what the ratios are, what they mean, and that's really step one, learning the identification parameters. so that you know why the patterns and the ABCDs and all of those formations come together. All right, really critical on looking on that and using volume one as that reference of, okay, what are these all about? You know, ABCD structures or alternate ABCD structures. Why do I want to use those in what situations? Because that is what harmonic patterns are all about. Defining the situation with the specific conditions that will tell us when an 886 is important rather than a 786 or a 50%. That's all found in volume one. And the bulk of the identification of the M's and W's came from that book. I mean, even the perfect harmonic pattern alignments, which are specific, unique, I don't talk too much about them, but that all can be found in there. They're distinct situations. So look at volume one. Okay, that's the whole. For most people, they think once they get to the pattern identification, that's it. But that's just the starting point. You know, in the same way when we're looking at, say, Bitcoin. Okay, this is Bitcoin futures right here, right now on a 4-hour chart. What just happened in Bitcoin at a huge run to 45,000? Well, now what? Now what are we going to do? Well, we start with the first step of identification of what's going on that 4-hour time frame. The bat pattern, why bat pattern? You know, what are the metrics? What should we expect here? Okay, an important first step to get your identification parameters right. We'll talk about this in a second. I think most of you know what I'm going to say. Type 1 reaction off the hop level. You know, maybe down to 39,152. Same goes for Ethereum, folks. Really quick, take a look at the Ethereum chart. Might even be nicer. But why? Because it's a bat pattern, and all of that information can be found in your volume one. And so learn about the structures first. Now, I'm going to be pretty quick in this, but this is really intended to be kind of a 5-minute overview of how to attack the information. But then you jump over, because once you start to learn the patterns, what you're going to see is, hey, well, there's patterns everywhere, but how do I know which ones have the greater potential than others? That's where you jump into volume two, folks. And you go to Harmonic Trading Volume 2. Again, this was a self-published work that I put out in 2007 and then was republished in 2010 with Financial Times Press in a second edition. What you're going to learn in Volume 2 is the essential confirmation theory of why we're looking at important confirmation points at critical harmonic levels, and then what to expect, or what are some of the more complex formations that or situations that give us unique confirmation. Most of the times that comes down to a simple RSI, relative strength index, that was created by Wells Wilder, released in his 1978 book New Concepts of Technical Analysis. The guy's a legend, or was a legend. He passed away last year. Rest in peace, Wells. But so many incredible indicators and technical measures came from this guy. Of all of them, for me, relative strength was it. You can do this for free on any basic platform, folks. So that's, for me, you know, that's where it started. But we then graduated, and then in the last 5-7 years of doing stuff like amplified RSI and harmonic strength index. But just know, when you jump from identification phase, meaning you identify the pattern, to execution, that's all about what's going on with the confirmation. Your pattern completes. Do you have confirmation? Okay, and that tells us a great deal about what we can expect, and all of that information is in volume 2. Now, the volume 3 book, folks, was a compilation of bringing volume 1 and volume 2 succinctly into a update in the first maybe 10, 20 pages. So if you're interested, or if you already know about harmonic patterns and you really just want to kind of go through, get like the, let's see here, just get an update of all of the, where do we go? Pattern identifications. Yeah, there you go. Stuff like that. You can get it in volume 3, but I've done it in a much shorter fashion. So go through that, take a look at that. But volume 3 has the management information you really want to get into. I've put a lot of great reference material in there. I just wanted to show this. Here is actually, in there, I talk about what the harmonic learning curve is as well in volume 3. So take, especially stuff like this where, quote, I'll quote myself here: the notion that a trader can click a button and employ a methodology that works 90% of the time is extremely suspect. So we need confirmation variables to separate minor reactions from the substantial trading opportunities. But here's the thing, okay, with the expectations within execution and management, we have to dismiss the home run mentality in favor for more disciplined, defined management objectives. And that's in volume 3, especially in the second half of the book. We go all the way back down here. You're going to see not only a big review of the confirmation strategies, but then type 1 and type 2, and looking for other special confirmation specific strategies. So there's a lot of overlap in volume 3 from 1 and 2, but all of it is done as an advancement. So volume 1, identification. Volume 2, I would say, learn the execution confirmation strategies. And then volume 3 breaks down all of the management that you need to know. How to assess an exact reaction, serial reversal, serial reaction, all of that. That's the learning curve. How long does it take? Again, if you're brand new, 30 days. 30 days, folks, of understanding the zones, how the real world action overshoots or, plays against the exact numbers. And then just to put it together with what you're currently doing. Whatever you're currently doing, I think the thing is that the levels, the harmonic patterns, the targets are, some people say they're invisible levels. I think that's a good reference. Sometimes if you take away the patterns and there's nothing there but those levels, how do you know what's there? It comes back to the MW framework that we're doing, identifying all day long, and then understanding the reaction reversal concepts. I mean, look at the BTC. Here's BTC, look at the last couple of patterns. We've had some nice minimum reactions off of each of them. Now this deep crab, we know about that. Didn't even get a type 1 reaction. So the whole thing's suspect. And in fact, this bearish pattern coming off of the low, you want to pay attention to it in Bitcoin. Don't get the hopium up too crazy yet. I think we're going to go through more time where we got a nice thrust from 33 to 45, but you ran right into the hop. Now you have HSI. HSI on the Bitcoin futures at 44,100. So we're in reaction, type 1 reaction territory. You have to identify, the big thing about the identification is that you can identify the pattern and if it's type 1 or type 2. And so if it's type 1, sure, we know there's some kind of reaction that has to occur from here to there before we could get something else. That's where we are with Bitcoin. That's where we are with Ethereum. And we're in just reactive phase right now. There's Ethereum. Going to come down, give us a reaction, relieve that rather significant, sizable bounce off of essentially what was at 2200. Yeah, 2200, 2200. But really sloppy. I mean, this is just when you bring it back in here with Ethereum, and then you understand that this big pattern, this big deep crab pattern we were looking at, well, that's still in play. Now that we have the bearish pattern, you have back-to-back patterns, folks. We know what that can mean too. You're gonna have to get some kind of response off of it. So this hop level at 2600 is still 2613. That's still valid. We could be, we could find ourselves bouncing in this range here for a little bit. I know everyone was really inspired by the rally, the fact that the thing didn't crash, quite frankly, but it's not over. And we'll look for this to come down, finish the type 1, maybe even down to type 2, retest the hop, and then maybe if we're going to get something that's going to be a surprise, it will be there. You're above 3,000 right now. I'm talking 2550, 2600. 2613 is that hop level. And if you look at your HSI, amplified RSI, all of these have triggered at that PRZ. Look, potential reversal zone, terminal bar in the PRZ is 6-7 bars before, and we're already responding. I talk about that a lot in volume 3, what to look for in that zone, because you should see obviously 3-4 bars. It's very normal. The fact that you hit the numbers and then you pivot right out is just not, that's not what normally happens. What normally happens is you'll hit numbers and you go pause sideways several bars. You'll get plenty of opportunity, and remember, these are 4-hour candles, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you spend almost 20 hours above that terminal bar or at that terminal bar level, almost a full day. Think of it that way. Couple of comments, questions. Thank you for the contributions in the chat. Absolutely. Quick shout out. So everybody that has the TradingView platform, which is most of you actually have both, which I think is the best way to go. Get MetaTrader or eSignal with TradingView. But we did do a new update, just released. All you need to do is sign out of your platform. Go here. Okay, sign out. And then log back in. And the new update will automatically be on there for you. And if you folks have some, if you have some comments or if you notice an improvement, please let me know. Hopefully we're finding a few more patterns, and we're trying to tweak it. The TradingView released PineScript version 5, so we have now updated it to that fully, where the MW pattern scanners should be improved. So let me know if Snipes, thank you for the shout out on that, but I appreciate you telling me. Thanks for that, Josh V. The course is a game changer. Yep. Thank you. Yep, take the course on the YouTube channel. It's free. The whole Harmonic Pattern Collection course is free on there. And then there's the advanced course for everyone that purchases. There was a course in last January and a course last July. The July course was like the advanced, super advanced. July was still advanced, but does the basic overview. You got it. There's a bigger bat on the 2-hour BTC target 1 on the CME gap. Sure. Look, this bat pattern, it's really having the right, it's all about the right W formation. This is Ethereum anyway. Since that massive week ditch down, that whole week of that slide right into the lows at 2,200. Same as Bitcoin, same as Ethereum. We're coming back and retesting that at the 886 with just this reactive bounce. So I would look for this to come down, target 1 on both of them. That's where crypto is, really. What about the markets? What's going on, Chris? Sup? Ralph is saying he's noticed a lot more ABCD and shark patterns. That could be it. The Some of the problems with the Pine script is that when you go to do the illustrations and you go to do the readings of the various pivot points, there's definitely when there's also time frame issues, sometimes the algos won't pick it up, and the Pine script, it's somewhat limited. It's good, it's a good script, but it's not like a full robust e-signal C++ kind of environment. Scott, what is your software basing its targets on? Golden zone, B point of the pattern? No, it's the 382-618 model. That's I defined that model. The 382 and 618, the type 1, type 2 of off as measured from the pattern from A to D. The question is, what am I using? Yeah, 382, A to D at target 1, and then the target 2 is a 618. Now, I've got some optimization on the targets that's going to come in pretty soon that I'm going to introduce that should give us a better risk reward. So I will absolutely, update that where it might be more than the 382, but there's a reason why. Okay, why should I look at the BTC Bitfinex? What's going on there? That's Bitstamp, Binance. I think they're all the same. Look, they're all the same. There's BTC. And again, we hit HSI, we hit the swing 886, basically 44,000. Why do we have Stephanie? Are you in here? Thank you. Can we remove this guy? Why you scam? What is he saying? Let me just see this. Let's remove this guy. Red face. Why do I scam? Got how many people are in this chat right now, folks? There's like 100 people in here. I guess there's one a-hole for every 100 people, right? Don't get it. Why you guys? What's so like? Don't you have something better to do than to talk crap? To come here, there's 100 people here. There's guys that get 10,000 people, and there's why don't you go there? If you don't like harmonic patterns, don't come here. If you think it's a scam, don't come here and stay away. Don't access any of my books. Don't access any of my free trials. I'm sick of these people. Folks, let's take a second and let's hash it out here. There's going to be losers in your life like this. They're going to tell you nothing and tell you, yo, nothing works, or, you can't do it, or, oh, this is garbage, or whatever. Hey, maybe so. But go figure it out for yourself. Go think for yourself. Go take a look at what anybody's doing trading wise. I think you're going to see within 10 seconds, maybe 1 minute, if there's something of value there or not. If there's not of anything of value, move on. But if there's something of value, take it for what works for you. That's what we're talking about today. Really, the learning curve. What you need to understand, like how do you need to understand your material? How you need to learn it. The framework of identification, the confirmation strategies of execution, the understanding and perception of management, type 1, type 2. But now we got a genius here that we've had to block and whatever, that just is, I guess it's a sign of the times. But these people have always been around, so they're just able to express themselves on the internet. What I want everybody to know is that, hey, it's up to you. It's up to you to pull the trigger on whatever you want to do in your life. If it's trading, you got to pull that. You got to click the button. You got to pull the trigger and know what you're doing. Because if you don't know what you're doing, if you don't have any experience, that's okay. If you don't have a clue, that's okay. But, recognize it, understand what you're doing, and as they say, invest in yourself. Or I like to just say, think for yourself. Because if you're thinking for yourself, you're using your brain. And if you're using your brain, chances are you're going to put one or two things together that are going to be able to improve your life. This is what I've learned in 30 years of looking at charts. And I'm here to share it with you for free. And I'm trying to make it a point where today, for everybody, that the way I do this is so that you have to do the work. Okay? You have to do the work because you're going to have to do the work anyway. If you follow somebody blindly, if you have an investment advisor, you still have to do the work. You still have to think for yourself. And if you don't, you're going to lose. You will not be successful in life, in trading the markets, whatever you do. So, Mr. Redface, don't even know why. Redface, like, goodbye. Is he still here, Stephanie? Let's just kick him out. A lot of people want to play games in life. There's not enough time to play games in life, folks. I'm getting sick of it. The harmonic shysters, you got there the people out there who want to just throw the harmonic word around. And then, there's people that are out there really doing it hardcore every day in and day out, and you see it in what they do. The people that are doing harmonic patterns the right way can produce results because they're reproducing, they're connecting the dots properly. He's still here, right? I thought I removed this guy. Hold on. Oh, I'm sorry. There you go. Thank you. I appreciate it, and I appreciate everybody that's here. And again, like, share this channel with people that will get it. Like, don't even waste your time trying to explain this to people that aren't going to get it. Like, and I only want the cool friends in here anyway. I don't want, I want this to be super organic because it's not going to work. You get you do a bunch of clowns in here and it becomes a clown show, becomes a circus. Thank you. But this is life and death shit. So, I really, and apparently this guy just wants to play games. No, we got to block him out. Maybe we make him a moderator, right? You want to be a moderator? Mr. Redface, I'll make you a moderator, and you'll moderate nothing but hate and negativity. Because where is that going to get you in your life when you really have to face some kind of challenge? Besides, like I said, why me? There's they've got 100 really cool people in here. That's it. If you're not cool or you're not into trading, please leave. I only want cool people in here, people that would respect the space, respect what we do, understand that this is hard work, and what we're doing here is trying to read the markets within the framework that I've established as harmonic for the last 30 years. All right, harmonic stuff has been 25. 30 years was first button clicked. Actually, first phone call made to my broker to buy 100 shares for a $35 commission, as we talked about last time. So let's jump over to the charts. So listen, remember, harmonic learning curve. Identify. Get your patterns right, folks. Know what pattern you're dealing with. Know what to expect from the pattern. A bat, a crab, a deep crab, a Gartley, an ABCD, a shark, a 5-0. Those are the harmonic patterns. There are no other harmonic patterns but those. Now, you want to execute, you better read price action in the zone and confirmation in the zone. You want to manage it properly, understand, is it the first time it's tested? It's a reaction, whether it takes 1 or 10 or 30 bars. And then the second time it comes back for the retest, we look for the reversal down to target 2. Reaction to target 1, back up, reversal, target 2. That's how we assess every pattern. Does it unfold in that regard? No. But we can see it when it does not. The key thing that you'll see in most properly measured harmonic patterns is the pause response. You get your zone right, you're going to, in even the weakest of patterns, you're going to at least get a reaction sideways move. Look at this prior, this exemplifies it in that deep crab pattern on the 4-hour BTC futures. You hit the zone, you form the PRZ, potential reversal zone. Why? It's potential. We're looking for that, we could say reaction or reversal. Really, PRZ, reaction or reversal. And we utilize terminal bar, which is that sun icon. And let me make it really big. So that sun icon, bang, that's the computer telling you pattern completes. So what you have to ask yourself at that point is, what's going on there? What kind of confirmation? Do I have confirmation? And what's the price action doing? And is it first time or second time? Because then I know what's my expectation. Target 1, target 2. Now, if it's going to fail, again, understanding that the clock starts as soon as terminal bar goes on. And I've talked about this many times. You do a 30 bar count. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 is about there. And then ask yourself, what's going on within 30 bars? Did we hit target 1? Are we still maintaining the uptrend? These are all questions that I go over every day that people are learning, have learned, especially in the last year with the software. The challenge before was getting your measurements right. Now with the software, we can do it automatically. You focus on terminal bar and to the right. And I'm improving the confirmation, and I'll have better labeling on target 1, target 2, type 1, type 2 pivot points, like a type 1 terminal bar and type 2 terminal bar. I'm working on it. But it will help you to make the decisions, and even some shading. Like imagine if we had shading like this, and this is probably what will happen, like the software eventually will get it like this. And I'll say, okay, everything there to the right, bang, should be green. And look at it this way. And this is what we will do essentially with some future updates, is that terminal bar will go on and then the shading will come on. And so are you going to be selling when the green's on? No, you're going to follow within the framework the same way, because once we do that and you understand that framework, okay, about how it's supposed to play out, whatever, but if you understand the type 1 is over, understand the pattern, and know there has to be a return, and we highlight it in red, okay, you're not buying until you have the full retest. Now I'm showing you this because I'm already doing this myself. I've been doing this, thinking about this for the last several years, actually, of the way I think about this. But there's the step-by-step process. I know we're flashing a lot of patterns and we draw trend lines, but really what it comes down to is a serial process of understanding the pattern completes here. Our trading action activity begins in this window, and that's our constraint. That's our upside target variable, where the end of that process is over for us. That's the way to think about this. We're trying to walk. We're trying to walk a football from one end zone to the other. Think of it that way, in a very specific fashion. Or walk a baseball around a baseball diamond to score a point. You get to that terminal point, that end point, it's over, you reset, you start the process over again. If for some reason that process becomes unhinged, like this does, and this Bitcoin did, of breaking the trend line or giving us some bearish signals against the bullish signal, we know how to respond. That's the larger framework that you will learn as you go through the software. That's why I say get the software trials, get the TradingView program, and work with that, because most people are on TradingView. But then get with the HPC Pro of eSignal or MetaTrader. You'll have more bells and whistles, and having a couple of screens in front of you with a couple different programs is always, you get a couple different looks at it. Better way to do it. But the process is the same no matter what the time frame, and understanding that there is an action at each step. I don't know if there's too many trading methodologies that are doing this, unless it's an algo based, some kind of bot, which, yes, bot's happening, and I'm turning this into the bot. But you as a trader, you need to think like a bot. You need to be a bot. You need to be your own bot. Well, you're doing a step by step. Even if you're a swing trader or you're a 401k investor, you still need to think like a trader. You still need to think like a bot, where if you're an investor long term, you're just waiting for the market to do 10, 20% corrections and just pony up every time. If you're a trader, we're waiting for patterns. A lot to consider, folks. There's a lot of stuff here. Speaking of bots, the bots are back. But it's okay. Look, I've dealt with bigger a-holes than this bot sitting in his parents' basement, who just wanted to sell garbage in the name of harmonic patterns. Here we go. Haha, can't block me. Yeah, that's okay. Think about how much time this guy has spent to get another profile. Come back here. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that. Stephanie, I thought we were in subscriber mode only, so I'll have to look at that. Stephanie, put this into subscriber mode only, please. I thought we were there already. But let's get back to it, right? Where will the stop loss be in these trades? Yeah. Where the stop loss, folks, is an assessment where you're making after, for me, confirmation. And that's all in the execution phase. Look at that in volume 3. Sorry, trade management. And also look at the course in management, because really important to understand that the determination of the stop loss depends on what happens at terminal bar. Here's terminal bar. Again, you come into the terminal bar super strong, you're going to wait. We know terminal bar reactions are 2-3 bar events no matter what. But if you come in super hot, which we have, Bitcoin exploded from 36 to 43 in less than 10 bars. So, yeah, here we go again. We got to just remove. That's good. Thanks. Sorry for the distraction, but that's okay. These bots are always going to be in your life. Bots like these people are always going to be in your life, people. You're always going to have to deal with some kind of aggravation, right? It's how you handle it. It's how you handle it. Okay, I think this is a good time to share with people who this guy's dealing with. Here you go, folks. You want to talk about adversity? Let's talk about adversity. What are you dealing with right now? What's too tough, right? What's too hard? Where do you need to get to? That's what you have to ask yourself. What are we trying to do here? Learn the framework to make the right decisions, to be like market makers. But that's going to always be a challenge, and we're always going to have the discipline to be able to fight, get up early in the morning, stay up late at night to follow these markets so that you're on top of them as much as possible. And so this is what we're doing here. And I can't stress it enough of how serious I take all of this. So I want everybody to know you can play games, people can play games, but you go through it, you deal with it, move on. There's a lot of things everyone could be upset about in the last 2 years, especially. But you have to look at what's going on as an opportunity. This is all opportunity here. So understand the framework of how we look at all of this is critical. Start with your volume 1 for absolutely the full palette of identification parameters. Then move on, understand execution situations, reaction, reversal, confirmation strategies, so you know where you are. With Bitcoin, I'm not too worried about it. Okay, look. Here's what we got. Bring down into this type 1 reaction, folks. Bring it. We have possibility. A little check back, maybe at 44,150. But look for that reaction, maybe into by Thursday, down about 39,000. And then we will see. Is this going to be the continuation bat pattern back down? And then we finally come back and retest the larger, or come back and retest the 33,000, which is the all-time 886. That's what I'll look for over the next 24 hours. Ethereum, I think, is a little bit more challenged, so to speak, because of that bat pattern. Look, check out Ethereum on, there you go. Yeah, really nice confirmation. You should be in a reactive move now. And this is would be a tough decision. I think if you longed yourself Ethereum down at 24, 25, 23, somewhere down here, I think it would be difficult emotionally to sell it, but that's exactly what you need to do at the completion of this pattern. Okay. Really nice reaction off the low. Response finally, but this is quite an impulsive move. And you're sitting up here rolling over exactly at the 886 retest of the pattern. That's why some of the decisions you need to make within the harmonic pattern framework can be difficult at the time you're there. I call that the persimmon effect. That comes from J.M. Hurst, who talked about it. I thought that was the most eloquent way that anyone's ever described it, where you just can't respond the way you need to respond, even though you study it, you practice it, and then you get up here and you're long Ethereum and you can't make the move you need to make. All right, that is what we are doing, where we can make the larger analysis. Okay, draw the numbers, define the points, but for actionable opportunities, there's an emotional kind of translation that has to occur, where you're translating your right-brained analysis into some left-brain creative action. And we want to understand that, a lot of times people could get up here when it's time to sell saying, oh, well, we could get higher, or maybe this is the big move. But on a 4-hour chart, you spend 16, 20 hours going sideways at a major harmonic level. Pretty good chance you're in the midst of a reaction. And that reaction, because we're there the first time, will take us down minimum 27.95. We are in what I call a serial reversal, meaning you're now straight down bar by bar. The other thing to note on the 4-hour that happened early this morning was that you did get a three range breakdown right there, meaning the last 1, 2, 3 bars has you took out that prior low. I mentioned that yesterday in the sessions about why that was important. Usually kicks off a larger move. That's what you're looking at here. I wouldn't mess around with that. And again, it's, if you haven't longed into anything yet, you're going to get another chance. The current move thrust up from last week's over for now. We'll come back Thursday because we might get another opportunity, but it's going to be between target 1, target 2. Couple more. What's going on? We still got noise here? We still got noise. Thank you, Stephanie. One or two more. Someone's asking about Luna. You think Luna would be interesting because typically rallies. Maybe it's found at M. Well, Luna was something we talked about as a reaction move, much like a lot of the recent ones that bounced. We're just looking for a move off of that 50 level. Let's see here. Oh, this goes back a little bit. Go back here. We had a few things. Let me see. I don't have the right data on the 4-hour chart. It was basically 52. There you go. The crab, but the larger numbers were like 51, $50. And that's just still reaction. I mean, Luna is like a lot of these, just still reactions. And with HSI set up, retested, again, all we need to do is break that uptrend and you're over. So if you're long Luna, you should be moving stops underneath this trend line as you go. And you break the trend line or break a prior pivot, you should be done because we will get the retest, I feel. Come back one more time to 48 or 50 on Luna. That would be the best thing for a lot of these to do, is give a full retest of the January lows. Yeah, XRP, that did the move, and we've been talking about XRP. Look, XRP's been sloppy, but it had that massive it's a massive Gartley in a type 2 situation. Yeah, it's up huge. Look at this. So we were talking that even though just yesterday, or was it Thursday, we were talking about this weekly, the numbers were like 68. But it was as low as 59 or something. But I was saying that was still okay. And yeah, that should be the chart. But I know the pattern wasn't showing up on each one here. We know it's a type 2. I don't know why it's not coming up, but even if we just draw it out, I don't know why that's not showing up like that. But look, it's XRP, I think, is really early in the development. The construction off of this 886 is like right there. So you just hit the 886 off of that prior low. Just back in January, this is a first thrust. Come up. Let's see if we get an HSI. Yeah, HSI is already overbought, but it has to come out of the zone. Again, though, this sets up for reaction, come back, retest, get ready for the reversal. That's the kind of thing that the framework of how all this plays out, I think, should really shape up into the into month's end. And again, we'll go on Thursday. I'm going to review some of the longer term charts because this close for February is so critical on so many of these charts, whether or not we're going to get out of this hole and actually do something, or we're going to spend 6 months going sideways. That's what the action over the next 2-3 weeks is going to tell us. Are you going to get a crypto something this year or not? One or two more, folks. Yeah, I'll look at AVAX here. Avalanche, because that was another one. Really got hit, came down. Look at this. This is on Coinbase. And this is something I talked about recently as well, specifically on Coinbase. That just about every new pair that's come on to Coinbase has either done some kind of major all-time 618 retracement or came back to the 886 since it started trading on Coinbase. For Avalanche, that's 63. All right, not really the Gartley kind of thing. That's not really, it doesn't shape up. You need to go for a longer term data feed to be able to understand what that retracement is, about a 618. But the ABCD off the top and the other, the Coinbase stuff, yeah, that's something to take note of, because the Coinbase as like a marker that these markets, once they started trading on Coinbase, they did a big cyclical run and then came back. That was the Git coin I talked about last week or yesterday. It's really just a stupid S coin about it's really, I'm not saying there's anything special about this other than the fact that it's a all-time 886 on Coinbase since it started trading on Coinbase. That's Binance. Let's get Coinbase. There's Coinbase. And you should do this. Everyone should take a look at any of the coins that you want to get into, but really what I'm saying is this was major 886 correction. Start looking after it hits, start looking to the right, showing what's going on there. All right, and what we should be looking for is just minimum reaction. Something like a 382 reaction off of that. I said that yesterday. That's the kind of thing you want to look for in all of these altcoins, S coins, whatever coins. Some of them are better than others, but they're coming together where, again, definitely want to be aware of where the all-time retracements. If crypto is going to start a new cycle, if Bitcoin's going to start a new cycle, okay, this would be a good spot for a lot of these to wash out at their 886 and then give us some kind of stabilization, improvement in the indicator, and then go for a larger move. I mean, I'm not saying it's going to pivot now and explode, but hey, we might spend 30 days, go off the 886, and then go 30 days, give me consolidation, and then maybe try to do something. That's the thought behind that. Don't get me wrong, please. Comment on PayPal for a buy? No way. That needs more time. All of those need more time. I think we should do that on Thursday. I still want to go into stocks, but Thursday. I think crypto, with all these big patterns, just be aware. We're going to pause in here. And even you go into a larger daily time frame. Ethereum, for example, and this is something that hasn't triggered yet on all of them, but some are triggering a bearish HSI on the daily no less. It's still early, but again, be aware. This could trigger tonight and then really set off something larger. I'm not quite there yet, but I want to make you aware that we're at a fairly extreme level of being overbought across the board. Bitcoin, Ethereum. And not that it means devastation, it just means more. You're going to take more time. You're not going to get the explosion breakout that people want. You need a retest. A lot going on. Just be aware that you're going to have to probably digest over the next 2 days what's happened over the last 2 weeks. We'll stay on it. Be aware of stuff in Bitcoin, and especially look at your daily charts, because you do have things like this going on where Bitcoin did get oversold on your amplified RSI and HSI came back in, but We roll over 1, 2 days, that's out of the zone and you're headed back down. One or two more. Let's wrap it up. Platinum, let's do it tomorrow. Gold, let's do it tomorrow. Other S coins, let's do it tomorrow. Yeah, listen, there's a question about the different data feeds. What I'm going to say is that you just go through the big ones, of Ethereum and Bitcoin. Look at your Binance, look at your Coinbase data feeds. Of course, if you're trading on like a smaller exchange, look at that one too. The other thing of saying, looking at the futures, Bitcoin futures chart, I think is extremely helpful to get a larger assessment of the overall price action. For now, what that bat pattern on Bitcoin tells me is they're capping that at 45, 44,000 for now, and I would look for this retest down to target 139 and not be surprised when that happens. It's going to take time. The recent changes on the HPC update. Okay, really quick again, the HPC update. Simply, folks, we've updated the script on TradingView, so you can, if it's an improved pattern algorithm scanner. You should get more patterns. You should see better pending results. That's something we've been working on. It's been difficult to show the patterns pending. It's been a script limitation. So there should be, and I'm going to follow up. I literally just got this morning. So you guys take a look. If you notice a difference, please let me know. But all you need to do is go in, sign out of your platform, and then sign back in. BTC weekly or monthly? Look, I think everything is, for BTC, it's all about that 886. I mean, your 33,000, that 886 is your new pivot point in the same way that 69 was your prior pivot point. And, beyond that, I think you're going to need time. But again, the monthly chart is everything. And you do want to see, listen, you would like to see a 382 retest at 47,000, 46,850, by the way. This month at some point. You would want to see that. That would at least be some kind of construction where then you could go something like that, but we're a ways before that happens. This is just first reaction. Great. I think, okay, some of you are saying you're seeing more pending patterns. That's great. Let's come back on Thursday. Folks, this is serious stuff. This is my life. I'm happy to share it with you, and I hope, and I do know, we're making a big difference in people's trading. And I just want you to come to these sessions, and if you're going to take this on, just realize how serious you need to be in your entire life to make this a success. And it takes time, it takes hard work. We'll talk more about that on Thursday. But for now, everyone, follow this up. Let's see what happens on Bitcoin. We'll get to the other markets. A lot of chop going on, a lot of volatility. Not too concerned just yet, but we'll talk more about larger implications Thursday. We'll be back around 11:30 on Thursday. So thanks again. As always, if you have any questions, reach out to me. Get on harmonictrader.com. Get with our Discord group, or get with the books. And understand the learning curve. I hope that was helpful to show everyone how to understand identification, execution, management, what you need to learn at each step. But Thursday, come on back. We'll look at stocks. We'll look at those other markets. And until then, as always, go get them.